What's going on, everybody? It's Ndukauba, and I'm actually here with a follow-up video to a video that Rhymestyle did with the Cool Kid 93 about possible solutions that we can have for Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. Now, of course, they listed a lot of things that I was actually going to list, so I'm actually just going to do my other list of things that could potentially be good for fixing a lot of issues that was in Dragon Ball Xenoverse for the potential sequel, which will be Xenoverse 2. But yeah, without further ado, let's get started. Number 1, non-flinching and non-staggering moves need to go. They have never worked in a Dragon Ball Z game ever since Raging Blast 1. It's always been a problem, it's always been broken online, and I think now is the time for them to finally fix it, or not even fix it, just remove it in general. It's never been a good thing, and it's always abused consistently, like since Raging Blast 1, Raging Blast 2, and even in Battle of Z. So yeah, non-staggering and non-flinching moves need to go. Number 2, thorough beta testing needs to be performed. Now, it's safe to say that for this game, Dragon Ball Xenoverse, I mean, yeah, we did have the opportunity to play the beta, but that was a network test. It was just stressing the servers. But for the actual people testing out the game from beginning to end, doing every single thing, like levels, moves, everything multiple times to make sure that it's perfected as much as possible so that the final product is good, I don't think that they thoroughly tested it. Because when you have a game that's online centric, you have to think, what could possibly be abused online? Because moves offline doesn't really matter. Like, offline, you're pretty much playing story mode, or you're just playing with your friends, or whatever. That doesn't really matter. But when you go online, you're fighting people all over the world. So you have to think, can this move might be good offline, but can it be abused online against other opponents? So they need to beta test games much more thoroughly, so that way we don't end up with broken moves, or even broken Z-Souls in the sequel to Dragon Ball Xenoverse. Number 3. Penalty systems need to be enforced when people quit online. It is not fair that somebody, let's say a C rank, fights an A rank and they beat them and they quit, and then the C rank ends up with no points and the A rank doesn't lose any of their points. That's not fair. There needs to be a penalty system enforced for online ranked battle, point blank, period. It's been enforced since Raging Blast 2 because we had a similar issue with this when Raging Blast 1 was released. And you would beat like that really high rank that you trained super hard to beat. He quit and you didn't earn anything at all. So when somebody quits, the opponent who quit, they need to lose 100 points. And the person who had to sit there and watch them quit, putting forth the effort to try to beat him, they need to gain 100 points. Instead of what they do in Xenoverse, if somebody quits, their name turns red. That doesn't really do anything. Oh, so his name is red, so just don't fight him. Although it will, aid people not to fight them, which is okay to a certain extent, that doesn't really count as compensation for all the hard work that you put in to beat the opponent and to earn absolutely nothing from it. So if you're going to have an online ranked battle, you have to enforce a penalty system if somebody quits. Point blank, period. Number 4, no more race-specific attacks. Now, of course, with this game, the hit detection is pretty bad. And because of that, there are these people called runners who they will hit you, get that just little bit of damage on you, and then they'll take off for the entirety of the match. And with how bad hit detection is, you cannot retaliate, because you can fly up and attack them, and then, that's it. Like, it will make it seamless if you attack them, but in all reality, the hit detection threw everything off, and they're actually still flying away. There's only one move in the game that I know that pops up to mind that can actually deal with people who do that regardless of hit detection, and that's Shining Slash. Because when you charge up Shining Slash, you teleport to the opponent and strike them, which will make them stop flying away, and then you can follow up with any move. But the bad thing is, Shining Slash is only specific to humans and Saiyans. That's not fair. That means Frieza Race, Namekians, and Majin Race have no way to accommodate people who do that online. So I don't think that's fair, and even just in a general retrospect, regardless of hit detection, I don't think it's fair that only certain moves are for certain races. And I mean, I do get the point that we do have the opportunity or the ability to make other races, but some people might not want to make a Saiyan, some people might not want to make a Frieza Race character, some people might not want to make a human race character. So I think that if you have moves, they should be available to all the races. Make it uniform so that, you know, if we don't want to make a certain character, you know, we don't miss out on much. Now, granted, I know like they have different attributes, like humans are balanced stats, Saiyans focus on strength, Majins on health, etc, etc. But, you know, regardless of that, I think that it should be fair for all of us to have all the moves available regardless of what race we choose. Number 5. All races should be able to transform if Saiyans can. Now, we all know the disaster that all the Saiyan transformations are, like Super Saiyan 1, Super Saiyan 2, Super Vegeta, and Super Vegeta 2. They are ridiculous, and the main reason because of that is when you transform to those modes, you pretty much have infinite ki, but your ki drains slowly. So you are able to consistently spam ultimates, super attacks, etc. That's not fair because they are the only race in the entire game that can do it. Even the default characters that have those abilities, Super Saiyan, Super Saiyan 2, and of course Super Vegeta and Super Vegeta 2, which is exclusive to Vegeta, they are able to spam ultimates and super attacks only, while all the other characters cannot. That is not fair. If you are going to have a transformation system, you need to make it available for everybody, because all the created characters in this game do have a transformable state. Majins can turn to their pure form, which is Kid Buu's form. Namekians can turn to Super Namekians, which is a giant Namekian. Earthlings can use unlock potential, because Krillin had it when in the Budokai series when you know, the Elder Guru gave him, you know, the ability. And I'm forgetting one. Frieza race, that's right. They should be able to turn to like a final form, just like Frieza can, or even Cooler can. So it's clear as day that all these races can transform. So why not give them that opportunity? Or even so, like with DLC pack number 3, and I hope to God it gets included, if Elder Kai teaches everybody Potential Unleashed, that works just as well. Because then that way all the races can quote unquote transform, and then, you know, that way we don't have to deal with them spamming. Or even at that, just like try to just get rid of like the tactic where when you turn Super Saiyan, you have infinite ki. Just make it a straight up power up for Saiyans. That way it would make more sense. So when you fight a Saiyan, you know, oh, it's about to go down. Instead of when you see a Saiyan go Super Saiyan, oh, what move are they about to spam? So either way, if a Saiyan is able to transform, then all the other created races from the list that I have said should be able to transform because they are able to transform. Number 6, the BP system needs to be revised. Now this really isn't a big one, but it is still an issue. Now the BP system is good. It's honestly, it's good. There's not really like a problem with it. It's just one minor flaw. And the flaw is that they set the standard way too high for you to earn points. And what they don't realize is you earn less than you lose. If you're like a D rank and you fight like the same rank, if you beat him, you get like 100 points. But if you lose against him, you lose like 200 points. That's 1 step forward, 2 steps back. And if you guys have seen what it takes to get to A rank, what it takes to get to Z rank, and the amount that you actually earn, it is not possible by any like normal means. So if you guys want us to get up to there, you need to either lower the percentage to get to certain ranks, or you need to raise the amount that we earn from beating opponents. Otherwise, there's really no point even trying to get up the scale because it's going to take forever and a half. Number 7, Parallel Quest item and skill drop rate needs to be tied with the rank you get on a mission. That is essential, because the thing about it is, with this game, it is 100% randomized if you get certain items, Z-Souls, or skills in Parallel Quests. That is terrible in its entirety. People have lost their crap, like literally going to the brink of insanity, trying to get certain moves, having to do like multiple missions over and over again just to not get a certain move. For example, I remember when I was trying to unlock Big Bang Kamehameha times 100. First of all, that mission is way too long, and I have to do it multiple times to try and get that one move. Like even getting Z ranks, even doing the extra part of the mission when you get that extra cutscene after you complete the main part of the mission. Stuff like that. I did it for countless weeks. I had to wait until a patch was released to actually get that move. And to this very day, there are actually other moves that I cannot even obtain. To this very moment, I still do not have Super Electric Strike. I still do not have Symphonic Destruction. Moves like that. That is ridiculous. So if you're going to have certain moves, you either need to let us earn it by what we earn in the mission. For example, if you get an A rank, you get like Power Blitz or whatever the 3 moves are. If you get a S rank, you get, I don't know, Freedom Kick. And if you get that Z rank, then you get that ultimate that you want, which is Super Electric Strike. Just so you know, I just threw like super attacks in there, like 3 random supers, or 2 random supers, 1 ultimate, but you guys get my point. Or one thing that actually Rhymestyle noted in his video, and I do agree with this wholeheartedly, give us the option to buy every single move in the game, and the rarer the move is, the more we have to pay for it. Because I don't feel it's right for us to, or I don't feel it's right for Namco Bandai to force us to grind out missions thinking that it's going to increase the longevity of the game. It's Dragon Ball Z, we're going to play the game regardless. Don't try to force longevity onto us, because regardless, like, we have online battle modes. We'll be playing that most of the time. So if we don't want to spend the opportunity, if we don't want to spend the time trying to risk the opportunity of getting a move, we can actually just grind out missions trying to get more Zenny, and then use that Zenny towards buying the move. Because I have like 7 million Zenny and I have no idea what to do with it. So yeah, just try to balance that out. But yeah, parallel quests and item skill drops need to be tied with the mission, with the rank that you get on mission, or allow us to buy it for a higher price. Number 8, mentors need to spawn at a steady rate. This is a serious issue with Dragon Ball Xenoverse. Now I know there's a lot of people who've already like beaten all the mentors and all that stuff, but there's like a huge chunk of people out there who still have not found certain mentors. And the 2 hardest mentors that I've seen all over the place that is way too difficult to find is God of Destruction Beerus and Frieza. They never spawn, ever. And I was actually lucky when I got God of Destruction Beerus to finally spawn on Toki Toki City. And to this very moment, I still cannot find Frieza. That is ridiculous. This game has been out for multiple months, and I can't find Frieza. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people out there still can't find Frieza. If you're going to have mentors, you need to have them spawn at a steady rate. Don't make one mentor rare to find than another one. And on top of that, if we beat a mentor, we've already earned everything we could from them. They do not need to spawn back anymore. What's the point? We've already earned everything from them. They need to go. Now, don't get me wrong. I do like the mentor system. The mentor system is great. I love it personally. But there's just that flaw with them like spawning at a completely random rate. That's unnecessary. So for mentors, if you're going to have them spawn at a steady rate. And if we complete a mentor, they no longer need to spawn on Toki Toki City, because that defeats the purpose. It's pointless. We've already finished them. We've completed it. They need to go. Number 9, make the game next gen only. I cannot stress that enough. There was absolutely no reason to release Dragon Ball Xenoverse on the Xbox 360 and on the PS3. It should have been made with next gen in mind, because there was so much potential in Dragon Ball Xenoverse that was literally casted to the wayside because they had to make sure that it worked for the previous or old gen consoles. We do not need that for the sequel, because by the time the sequel comes out, the lifespan of the PS3 and Xbox 360 will be dead. So we do not need that mindset of trying to port it to older consoles. It only needs to release for the Xbox One, the PlayStation 4, and PC. That is it, because there's so much untapped potential that could be brought out to make the game, the potential sequel, even better than the prequel. So if you're going to make a sequel to Dragon Ball Xenoverse, make it for next gen only. It is time to move on. I've rambled on long enough, so I'm going to end the video right here, but I seriously need you guys to give me your input on this and what you guys would like to see fixed for the potential sequel of Dragon Ball Xenoverse, because if there is a Xenoverse 2, we need it to be as perfected as possible. We are the voice of the DBZ community. Our voices need to be heard, because we don't want anything bad to come of the next Dragon Ball Z game. We want it to be as great as possible, and we want to enjoy it for the longest time. So if you guys have anything at all that you would like to see fixed for the potential sequel of Dragon Ball Xenoverse, please leave a comment in the comment section below. Also, I will link Rhymestyle's video in the description. Check it out and also leave comments over there as well. Tell him that Ndukauba sent you and let him know what you would like to see fixed in the sequel for Dragon Ball Xenoverse. But nonetheless, that's the end of this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Of course, if you did, please like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to my channel. Also, don't forget to follow me on Twitter at Q_Ndukauba. And as always, thanks for watching. See you guys later.